Have you ever looked back at your life and felt like you've lost your way? You don't know where you're going, why you're doing what you do, or what you're even living for. Every morning, you wake up and ask yourself, am I really living the life I'm meant to live? You try hard, you keep running, you keep up with everyone, but deep down, you feel strangely empty. Around you, everyone seems to know what they're doing. Someone's getting promoted. Someone's building a house. Someone's getting married, having kids. Someone's traveling around the world. And then there's you, standing still, smiling politely, while hiding a storm of unanswered questions inside. You used to dream. You used to want something meaningful. But then life swept you away. Bills, responsibilities, pressure, fear of failure. And somewhere along the way, you forgot who you were. Now, you're not even sure what's right or wrong anymore. No one ever taught you how to walk through the crossroads of life. No one ever gave you a map, a guide, or a promise that everything will be okay. And the most painful part? You've started to doubt your own worth. Maybe you took the wrong path. Maybe you're not good enough. Or maybe life just doesn't mean anything at all. If that's how you feel, know this: you're not alone. There are so many people out there feeling lost, tired, and standing at the crossroads just like you. And maybe what you need right now is not a map, but a direction that comes from your heart. We were raised in a world that tells us to be successful, you must have a clear plan, know exactly where you're going, and what you'll be doing 5, 10 years from now. Since we were kids, we were told, you must study hard to get a good job. You must pick the right school to have a bright future. You must plan and have clear goals. But no one ever told us that life doesn't work like a map. A map has a starting point, a destination, and a clear route between them. But life is different. Sometimes you'll walk a road not knowing where it leads. Sometimes the path that once felt right will leave you tired and hollow. And sometimes you have to get lost to find yourself. The truth is, we lose direction not because we're not good enough, but because we're trying to live by someone else's map. You see someone succeed in a certain field, and you think, well, maybe I should do that too. You see your friends with stable jobs, and you ask yourself, am I falling behind? You scroll through social media where everyone looks happy, and you start wondering, why don't I feel that way? And so you run. You run after standards that don't belong to you. You run until you can no longer hear the quiet voice inside your heart. The price of living without listening to your heart is that one day, you wake up feeling like a stranger in your own life. You finish your work, you meet people, you smile, but inside, there's no fire left. We don't lose motivation because we're lazy. We lose it because we've lost our why. We no longer feel connected to what we do. We stop believing that our efforts truly matter. So the problem isn't that you haven't found the right path. It's that you haven't stopped long enough to ask, where does my heart want to go? If life has no map, how can you know you're heading the right way? The answer is simpler than you think. Listen to your heart and walk, even if you can't see the whole road yet. We fear uncertainty. We fear failure. We fear taking the wrong turn. But it's that very fear that keeps us standing still. And here's the paradox. Only when you move does the path begin to reveal itself. Life is like climbing a mountain in the fog. you can only see a few steps ahead, not the peak. But if you just wait for the fog to clear, you'll never go anywhere. Every small step opens a new view. The direction of the heart isn't a 10-year plan. It's a feeling. It's the peace, the joy you feel when you're being true to yourself. You can start small. Write down 3 things that excite you each day. Spend 10 quiet minutes each morning to breathe and ask, what do I want to do for myself today? Meet the people who make you feel like you belong, not the ones who make you work for acceptance. Remember, there's no right path for everyone. Some find their direction in work, some in family, some in music, in helping others, or simply in a peaceful morning with a cup of coffee. What matters is not how fast you go, but whether you're walking in alignment with who you truly are. And if you haven't found the answer yet, that's okay. Life doesn't need you to know everything. It only needs you to live honestly. Start by trusting that small feeling inside you. Even if it's just a flicker, let it lead the way. Because sometimes, the most uncertain steps lead to the most beautiful destinations. And one day, you'll look back and realize you never needed a map to know you were on the right path. You just needed to walk with your heart. Let me tell you a story. A story without heroes or miracles, just an ordinary person like you and me. Her name was Ann. At 28, she was working in a big media company in the city. Good salary, nice coworkers. From the outside, she looked fine. But only she knew that every morning felt heavy. She didn't hate her job, but she no longer loved it either. Each day felt like a copy of the last. Meetings, reports, deadlines, and coming home to silence. Every night, she stared at the ceiling and asked, whose life am I living? One day, she met an old friend, a freelance artist. He said, I'm not rich, but every day I wake up excited to paint. I feel alive. That sentence stayed with her for a long time. She realized it had been years since she last felt alive. A few months later, she quit her job. No plan, no guarantees. She just knew she wanted to paint again, something that once made her happy as a child. The first months were brutal. No one supported her. Her family worried. Friends said she was ruining her future. She cried in her tiny rented room, staring at an unfinished painting, whispering, "Am I making a mistake?" But she kept painting. She began sharing her work online. A few people liked it, then dozens, then hundreds. A year later, she opened a small art class for kids. It wasn't grand or glamorous, but she was happy. She said, "For the first time in years, I can feel my heart beating again." Ann's story isn't about quitting your job to become an artist. It's about the courage to listen to your heart. Because somewhere inside you, there's also a quiet, honest voice. It tells you that you want to live differently, to do something meaningful, to feel that simple joy of being alive again. Remember, no one knows what will happen when you follow your heart. But one thing's for sure. If you ignore it, you'll always feel that emptiness nothing can fill. Life never promises that the path will be easy, but it does promise this: you'll feel alive in every step you take. Maybe life truly has no map. No one can show you the right direction, and no road is drawn in advance. But that's not a tragedy. It's a gift. Because only when there's no map do you have the chance to draw your own journey. You may fail, stumble, or lose your way, but every time you do, you'll understand yourself a little better. what you want, what you need, and what makes your heart beat faster. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need the courage to begin. Take one small step. Write in your journal, start a new habit, say something honest to someone, or simply pause and listen to your heart again. Because sometimes the greatest miracles in life aren't about where you go, but how you go. With heart, with truth, with life itself. And one day when you look back, you'll see it clearly. Every detour, every wrong turn, every foggy path was not meaningless. They were all the steps that led you home, to who you truly are. Life has no map, but if you walk with your heart, every step you take will lead you exactly where you need to be. There's no map for life, only the direction of your heart.